Good afternoon. My name is Camille Whyte and I'm a student of the Shortwood Teachers College. Currently, I am doing the course Citizenship Education, and my course requires me to conduct an interview about the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, my interviewee this afternoon is Mrs. Kimisha Fender, and I will be asking her some questions in relation to the pandemic. Now, I want to welcome you, Mrs. Fender, and thank you for participating in this interview. Now, my first question to you is, I would like you to share your observation of the community in this pandemic. Please tell me some of the needs that you have observed in this community.
Okay, thank you for having me. So, one of the basic needs of the community would be for better internet access, because since COVID-19 we have been doing distance learning, and as such students need internet in order to complete the assignment. So that would be one of the need that I observe. Another need is public education. Some of the community members, I'm not sure if it is that they don't take the pandemic seriously, and based on how we socialize in Jamaica, persons are not adhering to certain protocols. So public education on the seriousness of the disease and the need to practice certain protocols is the need, one of the next need that I identify.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Fender. Now I will move on to my next question. What are some of the challenges that you have noticed in this community?
Okay, in terms of challenges, we see where many of our community members are employed as maybe helpers, and so unemployment, many of them have been laid off of their jobs, and so there is an increased need for employment. Persons are not able to afford certain necessities of life, and so that is a challenge that I observe.
Thank you so much again, Mrs. Fender. And my final point or question to you is, I would like you to share, or can you share your experiences that COVID-19 has opened your eyes to? Share your experiences with us.
Okay, well, in terms of some of my experience, traveling on the bus, as I said earlier, persons are not adhering to certain guidelines. That is one thing that I've experienced, and another thing is that the wearing of the mask, it is something new for us, and as such, persons have not been living up to what we're expected to do. In the supermarkets, that the lines are long, and it's a new situation for everybody, and so all of this is getting used to, and we just have to see how best we can pass this period of pandemic.
Thank you so much again, Mrs. Fender. Thank you so much for sharing and giving your experiences since the COVID-19 pandemic. Now I will be moving on to myself, where I will be sharing with you a factual instance of volunteerism that I have experienced in the media. Now, volunteerism is very important to Jamaica's society, and one factual instance that I have observed or I have seen is that members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, in particular, officers from the Old Harbour Police Station led by Deputy Superintendent Damian Manderson, and other officers carried out a COVID relief effort where they distributed care packages to affected persons in communities surrounding the Old Harbour area. This effort was broadcasted on the Jamaica Constabulary Force Facebook page and Twitter page. It was also seen on our local television stations. Now, the next point is that, as I said to you before, COVID-19 has impacted all of us. And persons in this community have been impacted. Now, I will be sharing with you a 3-step plan of action so as to assist some individuals in my community. Okay, now, in the community, I've noticed that due to the pandemic, many persons have been laid off, made redundant, or even lost jobs. Thus, they have no income. My 3-step plan of action is to assist these individuals. So first, I will offer myself as a teacher to offer counseling sessions to these individuals. I would engage them in group meetings where they can come and they can talk, and I will motivate them, encourage them, and just for them to share and to relieve the stress that they are facing. Because you know, at times when you lose your job, you might become depressed. So coming and sharing with individuals will give you a relief. The second step is to help these persons find their hidden talents. You know, many times we can do something else, but we just stick to one thing. So in finding your talent or other skill set, other things that you can do, can provide additional income to you. Also, I would invite persons that are trained and skilled in other areas to come and share with these persons so that they can branch off in other areas to gain income. And the third point is that I would contact NGOs and private sector organizations to provide grants to these persons to give them immediate support to find basic items like food and clothing. And if it is possible, they can branch off or move out in entrepreneurship and small business. Now, my third point, volunteerism is very important to Jamaica's development, and I'm going to be explaining to you the importance of volunteerism post-COVID-19. COVID-19 has plunged Jamaica into many difficulties, and in order for us to continue to move and to develop, we need to engage in volunteerism, and this is very important. Volunteerism will play an important part in the development of the country. Large entities, small entities, and individuals will benefit greatly from these persons who offer themselves. You know, the entities will not have to provide financial support because they are going through a financial crisis. So when persons engage and offer their services, this can relieve the financial burden, and also on individuals when we go out and we help others. This will boost the economy and boost the financial sector. Thank you for listening.